Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Today it's a huge one. We have a legendary. We're talking legendary right now. It's not the normal one.
Yeah,
How are you feeling, Bruce?
Big one, bro.
Yeah,
Big one.
yeah. We have Ntukza in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, salute, man. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I mean, this is a really big platform, and I look forward to it.
Thank you, brother. So it's crazy because we are with someone who has really pioneered the game. We look at everyone who's doing music right now. They've done it at the backdrop of you guys, at the back of you guys, because you guys have really chatted the path for everyone. I'm curious to know, when did your love for hip hop happen? When did you start getting drawn to hip hop?
I got drawn to hip hop at a very, very early age, but I wouldn't really necessarily say that early because I was already past 15.
Yeah.
But before that, the influence in the streets for me has always been Kwaito.
Yeah.
Those days, Mdu was the hottest thing,
Yeah.
I remember very well because when I transitioned from Kwaito and house stuff, they used to call house international, by the way.
Yeah.
When that transition happened, I was actually going from primary school, or rather, not primary, but high school to varsity. So it was just that transition at that time. So it's basically I was around 18, I'd say, and it was just a thing where I actually had friends from the high school that I actually was in the Val that actually loved R&B. They used to love R&B. So that actually, or rather them actually being friends of mine, actually allowed me or actually moved me rather away from the whole Kwaito background and house background to more of R&B, Boys to Men back then. And Boys to Men and stuff like that, in terms of, the genre of music, R&B, it was very close to hip hop. So that's when I started getting introduced to people like Snoop Dogg, people like Big L, people like, Tupac. Tupac was very popular at the time. So basically it's back then, around just the transition from high school to varsity.
So before the transition, you were more into Kwaito and international.
I wasn't doing it in terms of being a musician. I was just a fan and a spectator at the time. But I actually did have love, or rather did have, an imagination of myself on stage doing, performing and stuff like that. But not on that much of a level, or rather that wasn't really much of a bigger picture until I actually started, feeling something for hip hop, which I eventually, became a very big part of.
Yeah. So when did you pick your first mic?
I think it was at that time, I think it was around that time, maybe during the first year of varsity.
Yeah.
People like Amo, Ammunition.
Yeah, he was hard.
The legendary Ammunition.
Yeah.
People like Selvin. They used to have another guy at the time, Snaz D.
Yeah.
They were already in the circles of hip hop and they were already out there. Their names had already been out there.
Yeah.
And people like Pro Kid already had been making moves underground and they had actually started making a name for themselves. And I picked up a mic during those days and it was actually an arrangement where it was myself, we had some sort of a situation where I was a crew together with my E and together with KO and there was another crew in the midst of that while we were still, hustling and grinding. And, we happened to basically arrange that we were going to perform at one famous club. I don't know if you guys know about it, Lee Club.
Yeah.
We arranged that we were going to perform at this club, and this is where Amu and them had actually already made a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
The fact that they were actually running things in terms of hip hop. And they chickened out on the night of the performance, and I was actually by myself.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had a little bit of a relationship with Amo, and I asked him because I was not gonna be on stage, on that big stage like that, because Lit Club is known to be one of the pioneer clubs in terms of SA hip hop back then, like mid 90s towards the 2000s.
Yeah.
So I asked Amo on the sidelines, and I was like, just before I was called on stage, or rather the group was called on stage, and Amo agreed to come with me on stage, and we went on stage. I think he started, and then I did the second part.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he did that much. Like, it was some sort of like an intro that he did.
Yeah.
And then I came straight after him, and I felt like the beat was just at the part where I actually, you know, like I've been rehearsing, because this is my first one now.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up. So I went there, and I actually did my whole verse. I wish I could remember the words, but I actually did my whole verse.
Yeah.
It was like a 16. And as soon as I finished it, I just like could actually feel, you know, the fact that like I actually did well. Just, you know, the gestures from the crowd. The reception was really nice. And then yeah, man, that was the first time actually that I actually went out there for the first time and picked up the mic and faced the crowd.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you were meant to do that with the whole Teargas crew, but like how do you guys come together to form Teargas? Were you guys, you said the same school, were you friends? How did that play out?
The Teargas situation, basically, we've spoken about it quite a bit now. We actually met at varsity. Myself, KO, and Mai, we met at varsity. Yeah. Obviously, Mai being my biological brother. Yeah. So he, you know, introduced me as soon as I got to varsity, where we met in the Val Triangle. So we basically hit it off just by the fact that, you know, Mai being my bigger brother, he was there first. He was at the varsity first before me. Yeah. So when I got there, they had already started a whole thing with KO, and basically I just, you know, came in as an addition to the whole thing, and it became solid just like that.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's like a whole story that basically we've, you know, spoken about already, and I think there's a little bit more details to that, which
we can get into. So in terms of, I mean, I've always noticed that on another chance, your verse is in Sotho. Is it Sotho?
Yes.
And I think on it's not Wake Up. It's Mhlobo Wami, your verse is also in Sotho.
Yes.
Was that a deliberate thing that you do Sotho and the other guys do like Zulu? Because if my your brother in this rap was always in Zulu and English, why was it seems as if there was a deliberate effort for you to do Sotho?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily deliberate. I just, you know, have always been a versatile kind of guy. Like, and just also, you know, it really balanced well because I was able to draw attention from like people back up Pitori.
Yeah.
I was able to draw attention from people from Polokwane. Yeah. You know, and you know how, you know, the situation is when it comes to tribalism in the country. You know how if you are Sotho, you know, some of the Zulus will be like, nah, but we're not going to be listening to no Sotho. But, you know, funny enough, you know, back then in the days of Teargas, in KZN, I was like the teacher in terms of the language of Sotho. I was like teaching them Sotho. So like, just by them, you know, reciting the verses, my Sotho verses, while I was on stage performing, that for me, and also just, you know, being approached by some of them, you know, I mean, even I remember, you know, how, you know, I used to like go to like filling stations, you know, sometimes you just want to get like a refreshment while you're filling your car, but now we're in KZN, and then I just walk up to the counter and somebody's like, okay, hello, okay, and then I'm like, I mean, this is KZN, you know, it means that I'm teaching people something, you know what I mean, and for me,
you really brought people together, and
exactly, so it balanced things out, you know, and it wasn't necessarily something that was like written down or
planned out.
No, we're gonna do this now. We didn't necessarily plan anything. it just spontaneously happened.
Played out that way.
Yeah.
So you know, where at what point do you guys record Another Chance? Because for me, I remember like in high school, that was a very important song for me, because you know, like listen to that song and just like the stuff that people are going through, and just asking for that chance to bounce back, to you know, to find your feet again. At what point do you guys record Another Chance? Let's Teargas.
Another Chance was recorded actually in like the early days of Teargas.
Yeah.
And Another Chance happens to also be a song that was recorded before we got signed.
Okay. Oh, really?
Before we got our first deal at Electromode,
Yeah.
we basically handed them a CD back then.
Yeah.
With songs that had chance in
Wow.
that CD.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that song was actually recorded from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was recorded from the heart. Actually that whole Shubile Bovu album, if you actually
Listen to the whole
want
thing.
to feel the hunger, like I'm talking like stomach hunger, like somebody that is like literally like mentally hungry, like go listen to that album, and you know, just all the spaces that are in between words or in between syllables, just listen to those spaces. That's like the hunger right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys having done Another Chance, I mean, that was like, for me, it's one of
Classic.
the biggest hip hop songs. It's a hip hop songs of all time. You know, when you do like a list of top hip hop songs, that has to be there. Did you guys anticipate that kind of reception or success?
To give you like an honest opinion about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speak for me.
Yeah.
This is a time when, because also remember, Teargas, we actually got incepted into the game formally on that album really late in our lives. Like, we didn't come in the game like we were 18 like everybody else. Everybody's
how old
like,
are you guys then?
I think I was like around 25, 26.
Yeah.
I guess very late.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Comparison
think
to
of people like Boom
Nasty
Shaka and them, like those people are in the game already 14, like 16, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, just to go back to your question, I didn't expect that much reception, like because honestly, like we actually been doing nice songs from a long time.
Yeah.
I wish I could like dig up somewhere
Play the music.
and just pull out one of the songs, because like I don't know where's the songs, but like I'll try and check.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find like a CD somewhere and find somebody that has a computer that is CD compatible and get it to be digital, you know, and let people hear them. But I mean, that song, when it came, I actually thought that it's just another song.
record.
It's just another dope record, you know. It will come and we'll be excited, you know, amongst ourselves as friends, as, you know, fellow rappers, and we're probably gonna perform it to people in our immediate township, in the hood, like Peshawela.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be like, nice, bye. You know? But that whole dimension changes when this one time, because this is the time when also I was still a lecturer. I was an art lecturer.
Okay.
In Benoni.
Yeah.
Off in the East Rand.
At the time the song came out.
At the time that the song was actually being playlisted, it's actually, you understand, like something that I've never actually experienced before.
Yeah.
I mean, I had been on, you know, several appearances on like radio, and I mean, I had done a lot on radio and on that level.
Yeah.
But it was not like that.
It
felt different. It
Yeah.
felt different when that song actually came out.
Yeah.
You understand? And I mean, I'll never shy out or back away from the fact that that song was very, very like it shook things in one's life. You know, like it did things that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, going back to my lecturing days.
Yeah.
This song. As an art lecturer, basically, we were allowed. I don't know if everybody is, but actually from varsity, in any art class, we allowed to basically you know, have music softly, play nice and soft. Like, it doesn't matter which radio station you want to play.
Yeah.
And you can continue drawing, especially at drawing classes, not at the theory classes, you know. At the theory, you can't do that.
So the practicals, you can have that.
Yes, where you drawing, where you by computers, where you're doing animation, they let you be you know.
Yeah.
So we used to, like, my students used to bump YFM. They used to juggle across radio stations, and they used to love YFM a lot, though, you know.
Yeah.
Even because, like, I literally, like, you know, taught multiracial kids. Like, I was teaching, like, across races.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would listen, the ducky ones, they loved YFM. You know? So they used to give each other, like, turns. Like, you know, they'd play rock music and play this and play that. But on that specific day, when I heard that song come on, goosebumps, bruh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Goosebumps. Because, like, we were just busy. Randomly, this song comes up. And you see, it actually happened at that moment when everything was just quiet. You know that moment when everything... And then that song came on. At that moment when there's just, like, nobody's talking, everybody's focused on their little space, doing whatever. That song came on.
Damn.
They don't know that I'm an artist. They don't know that I'm a singer. They don't know that I'm a rapper. They just know me as Use. Use, no. Menier. Some call me Menier until today. I mean, you know, and it came on, and yeah, man, that was a rap, bro. Because like I literally walked out of the classroom just to go and and to see if really is this happening, or can I walk? Maybe I could try to take a step and fall in a hole or something.
Did you tell them that?
I didn't tell them.
Oh, you kept quiet.
No, I kept quiet because, like I said, you know, I felt as if it's just one of those moments of a dope song, and it will play for 2 weeks, and then gone. You understand?
Yeah.
But like that, when that happened, it was like early morning, like around 9 a.m. Because we started school around like 8.
Yeah.
So the song came on at like, my period was in the morning, really, with that particular class. So song comes on, and yeah, man, it just, for me, that was the moment.
How does the video come out whilst you're still a lecturer, or you leave?
Nah, the video drops and I'm still in class, and that's the very first time they actually open their eyes to, or rather dawn to, the new me. Like the artist me. Like they're like, okay.
So you
it was crazy after that.
You're not one of those people who are like, yo, you know what? I'm done with this. You kept your job.
I was still reluctant.
You weren't sure if it was happening.
I was a little bit still reluctant, and you know, I just felt like, and at the time I had a kid. I had like my first son at the time. And I couldn't just drop everything like all at that very same time. You know, I needed to have some sort of reassurance that everything will be all good in terms of sustenance financially. And once I actually saw that was actually coming to pass, and then that's the only time I felt like, okay, now I can drop things.
You know, usually in school, like you're studying business, but then like this guy has never had a business in his life. Like, he's telling you about how to make it in business. Now he has an artist, you know, who has a smash hit on the radio, and he's your lecturer. You know, that should have been crazy.
It was crazy, man.
So what did the song do for you that made you say, you know what, I can leave what I'm doing? At what point do you then decide, you know what, this is now worth the while? What's happening in your life at the point?
I think that came, I think when that happened, it was 2006. And I think 2006, I think it was, I pushed throughout juggling 2, you know, jobs. But the Teargas thing wasn't necessarily paying at the time. It was just like, you know,
high fame.
And I remember we used to like, you know, do like, you know those like promo like MTN at a shopping mall in like in Bundus. Like, we used to do that kind of stuff, and you know, it wasn't really necessarily enough for me to
quit your job,
to say, okay, let me drop things, because like we'd go months and months without anything happening at the time. And mind you, I still have to take a taxi to
Ish.
work, you know, and I'm famous now, you know. And but it wasn't really that bad at the time. I just didn't feel, you know, any type of way.
Yeah.
Until around 2010. I think 2010, that's when I felt like, all right. Now there's just a bulk load of gigs coming in. We needed throughout the country. We did very well in 2010 as Teargas, and that was like literally the first time that we actually started having the ball rolling in terms of our pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, bro, let me just bring it back.
You know, quick.
So, you had another chance and you held on to a job for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
You know why it's ridiculous? Because I think it takes like you have to be in a different mind frame to be able to have that awareness to say, listen, I might be famous right now. People might have a perception of me, but that doesn't speak to my pocket, and I'm going to stick it here. And I'm not going to succumb to people's expectations.
I mean, I had my brothers picking me up from school. I mean, to go to shows on a Friday, like, you know, they just roll up by school there, and, you know, all the college kids going, and then I'm like, no, I'm out, guys.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm not taking a taxi today. And then eventually, I think it wasn't, you know, around 2010 that I actually started driving a car, or rather having a car, or rather moving away from public transport. I think I bought like a car just like as soon as we, you know, hit it big with Teargas.
Yeah.
And then I got like a small Golf.
Yeah.
When you know one of those red and white ones? I got dope.
Yeah.
With the mags and the whole vibe.
It was fun.
And the sound.
Yeah, I still own that Golf, just by the way.
Just own it?
Yeah.
Wild, bro. Wow. So when did you guys hit it big? At what point? 2010. What's happening in 2010 for you to feel like, listen, things started happening? What was happening at that point?
It was the Soccer World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like stadiums, you know, building towards the whole spectacle. It was like just, you know, promotion there and there, and I mean they literally, because at the time we were like one of the biggest hip hop acts at the time in the country.
What's the biggest song at that moment?
I think at this moment we've got, what's the big song though? Because we had already been on our second album.
Yeah.
So, second album on Wafa Wafa. We are champions.
Yeah.
We had quite a couple of songs though. Like, I mean, Champion being one of the songs.
Yeah.
And it was just too much going on at the time in terms of like, you know, phones ringing
left, right, and
like
center.
off the hook, and we are needed literally. We have to be like an octopus. Yeah.
So how does that, like, how do you guys adjust to that? Because obviously you guys have been together for the longest time. You got your brother and you got like KO, who's your friend at this point, because you guys are hanging together all the time. What's happening to your relationship at that point? How are you guys adjusting to the newfound success?
We were still very young at the time. We were very wild, you know.
Yeah.
Like young, wild. We didn't really put like much thought into a lot of things.
Yeah.
We did, I mean, rationalize a lot of things, but we didn't really pay mind, you know, as per like what our relationship is like. It was just brotherhood. At the time, it was just love. Like it was just too much love. You know what I mean? And you know, as the story goes, you know.
Yeah. So Mhlobo is one of the joints that you guys at your peak of Teargas. It's one of your biggest songs. What's happening at that point? And what does a song do for you guys?
Yeah, man, that was like a turning point. Also, it was just like it was just new ground for us.
A new level thing.
Like, it was like just like a whole thing. Like we just had like so much going on, you know, during that song. That song was basically on the very album. Okay, the very song that you were asking.
Yeah, 2010.
2010 wasn't Wow.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
And
you
can
guys
tell.
had the
You can
game
tell.
by the
Yeah.
game by the balls. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. What are you asking?
So I was saying, what does the song do for you guys at that point? Because then you've just transitioned
this
to
song, like
everywhere.
introduces us to traveling, in a minibus for a change. We don't have to like one day, And we go to Nigeria. We, man, like with I think MTV Base. I think it was just like a whole wave of events.
Yeah.
And particularly good ones and very good energies.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that we had like the best representation at the time.
By representation, you mean?
By representation, I mean like a PR.
Okay.
Because at the time we basically, we were signed to Electromode, which necessarily is like independent, like rather what. They're in indie, but they also a main. Like they keep running with this indie thing. Electromode is a major in South Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man.
But does Electromode also do PR? Are they not just distribute? Or they do have PR?
But it comes at a charge.
It
comes at all these other extra expenses, which at the time, obviously, we're trying to minimize the way that we spend, just so that we don't have so much that's recoupable from all the asking arounds of things, because like obviously if you put if you put like a perspective of PR, that's now also marketing is also involved in it, and there's also like petrol money, gas money, and people doing up and downs, and that would also be recoupable, because you know how the auditors, when they come and they show you all these things, you're like, but I mean, I was just buying water. But this thing comes up and it's like freaking 7 point something million, so I'm like,
But it kind of makes sense for them, for their PR to come at a
so
cost,
we didn't really have like the cream of representation. If we did, I think we would have done
much
even
better.
far
way better than
we did.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything happens for a reason, they say, so can't really complain about what already is in the past.
So I hear you say, and then I quit. You're the one that quit.
Where I was teaching.
Oh, you quit where you're teaching. Okay.
Are we not there yet?
Okay. I'm like, damn. And then I quit.
It's like, let's get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you might as well get to it.
Okay. And then obviously the group is doing well. Yeah. And then
we got Wake Up.
And then we got Wake Up. Yes, we have Wake Up. Another smash hit.
Yeah.
That was a scorcher.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
In the process of all these records, are you more like the producer?
I've always been more like a producer.
Yeah.
Like the whole MCing thing and the whole punchline thing. It's my character. Like it's just me being me on a song.
Yeah.
It's not me trying to force to have a punchline. No, every single day I'm like this. Even when I speak, I've got punchlines.
Yeah.
If you read properly.
No, and I think your verse on Wake Up, stomach in, chest out, hit the gym and wake up. That was a dope. It's so memorable.
Yeah.
With a lot of quotables.
Yeah, a lot of quotables. So you produced in Teargas, you were rapping and producing at the same time.
Yeah, man. Sleepless nights those days.
Yeah.
It was crazy though.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think after Wake Up is when all hell broke loose, right?
Yeah. A couple of months after the release of that album, that's when everything started going south.
Yeah.
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 What went south?
You guys are being like advocates now. But but what basically went south was the business side of things.
Yeah.
You know? And I just feel like, you know, if things had been handled in a more, I don't know the best word for this, but like if things had been done, you know, from a point of understanding the relationship and where the relationship comes from, in terms of Teargas.
Yeah.
If things had been done in such a way that there also was a show of respect, I don't think things would have been sour.
Yeah.
Because this happened because of something that we all came together loving, and we came together, you know, living in the same spaces, you know,
proper brother,
knowing of each other's private things, like, you understand? Like,
private
I mean,
things.
this is like...
private thing.
Private things. Yeah, private things.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, if you have a relationship that, you know, goes that deep, you know, you kind of don't expect, and also with just people from the outside looking in, like the fans and stuff, you know, I don't think that they expected that blow. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think that things could have been handled a little bit better. You know, maybe a statement. You know, a public statement, like a formal public statement to say that, guys, this was happening. Teargas is gonna be doing this. This was gonna happen, and do like, even if it's a freaking like press conference. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That for me, if I had looked back at that, like looking at how things turned out, I think I'd look back and actually pick up some sort of respect. You understand?
So are you referencing Cash Time, fam?
I'm referencing the fact that I actually at the time got to trend. Like, I think I was one of the first people on social media, like Twitter specifically, to trend for the fact that I am not the new face of this Cash Time thing that is new now. And literally, people actually saw the split of Teargas from that. That's what stems the whole, like, I don't care how you want to look at it, but for people to actually come to a realization that Teargas has some sort of a friction inside. But they saw that, I'm sure, from the social because if you actually, because you know, there's a lot of people that always come back, especially when, you know, we're speaking of such things on Twitter, especially, you know, because
a lot of opinions.
Because this, you know, Teargas was actually, like, you know, one of the very most respected groups of the world, like, not even just in SA. You know, I just feel like, you know, things took a turn from that period, and that's when people actually started getting a mirror image of what is actually happening behind closed doors. You get what I'm saying? People never knew of any disagreements or any sort of animosity between the members of Teargas. They never knew nothing. That's why they say, if you, like, people won't know anything about you unless you put it out there. You understand what I'm saying? People never knew anything. You understand? And the unfortunate part, now this is the juiciest part of this, is the fact that when that actually happened, when they made an announcement that they were introducing a new umbrella, or they were rather introducing a new group or a new entity within Cash Time called Cash Time Live. When that actually happened, the unfortunate thing was the fact that a lot of people only saw a picture of one guy who actually isn't part of this new movement. And immediately after that happened, I don't know, like, I think it happened, I can't remember when it happened, when they did it, but I think it was during the elections. during the country's national elections.
Yeah.
And when that happened, they actually put out like a ballot paper with all the new faces of the new Cash Time Life movement. And that whole thing trended for me for 2 days.
And you weren't there.
I wasn't part of the
ballot,
people on the ballot. And the juiciest thing that I wanted to say is the fact that ballot paper came out on Twitter just a week. Literally, I'm not talking like 2 months, or a week after I had been called in for a meeting. A meeting of we are doing this new Cash Time thing. But I had been seeing that there's a new movement, you understand? Because this was happening at KO's crib and my E's crib. So, you know, I obviously used to frequent coming to them because I wasn't living with them. Like I had a family at the time. So I'd only come to them if there's a meeting or maybe we're having a luncheon, something like that. And maybe I'd rock up and chill. But because of my frequenting there, I could actually see that something is happening, but I wasn't being told. I think it was something that was now happening with a new CEO of Cash Time, I think at the time, Tabiso. Yes, I knew Tabiso from back then with Teargas and everything, but now when he comes to the picture at this time, he comes to the picture and there's Cash Time Live and da-da-da-da-da. And I think this was also, Tabiso was actually introduced to us, basically from an endorsement that we did with Hansa, the beer pilsner. So we actually did like a few provinces, touring around and just throwing gigs. And Tabiso was actually one of the people that were heading that whole thing. So basically, him, KO, and myself, we actually hit it off as friends properly at that time. And then when I saw, but he disappeared after the whole Hansa thing, and then he reappears now when there's Cash Time Live. And when I'm still coming there to visit, remember? I'm seeing this guy is visiting every time. Like I think it must have been like maybe about 3 months, 2 months that he had been coming to the crib there, but I wasn't being told about anything. Sometimes like I'd feel like, I'll be a little bit off just to sit there and, listen out to people's conversation without being invited. Into maybe eavesdrop into something, So I just felt like, okay, then it's fine. They did what they did, and it came out on Twitter. And the week before that actually happened, unfortunately, we had that meeting. And at the meeting, they asked me, do I want to be a part of this? Because they feel like I don't want to be a part of this Cash Time thing. I said, yeah.
Did you want to be a part of it?
I said, yeah.
I want to be part of it.
But next week, the script changes. I see a ballot paper. I'm not even being engaged into the thing that, guy, this was going to happen.
Damn.
Like the press conference that I spoke about. I mean, like, bro, I respect myself.
The
least that I need you to do is to respect me.
True.
You understand?
When
That's the least that I need from you.
When this is happening, do you try get in touch with your brother?
Bro, nobody got in touch with me. Nobody got in touch with me. Like, I was under the bus.
So
that bus traveling at like a freaking speed of 200 kilometers per hour. I was like right under there somewhere. I was there. And then I trended that whole day after that ballot paper came out. I trended
this Twitter thing
for me, these things of memes and things. It started with me. I hated using memes from then. I never used memes. Like I started using memes maybe like now 2000, maybe 2000. I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. Because I was like the way I was meme stuck, bro. Those days.
And Twitter abused
I was like, yo, bro, I felt it. I mean, imagine if I was like, psychologically weak. And, imagine if I was somebody that was like super sensitive. Somebody that couldn't necessarily actually just
take it and
out what's real from what's not real. You could actually tell that, some of those people, I mean, they were just, being sent by somebody. Like,
oh, man.
The cancel culture thing. Busy people complaining in 2022. Bruh, I've been in that shit for like freaking, like, long, bro. I knew that shit.
So, bro, I'm curious, from your perspective, was there room for Teargas to exist at the same time Cash Time Life was existing? Was there room for both entities to exist at the same time? Or was it a situation where it had to be either Teargas or either Cash Time Life? Was there room to say, yo, listen, we've had massive success already with Teargas. Why fix what's not broken? Let's keep this thing going on. But there's a new appetite for these young kids, whatever this new sound. If there's a new sound, let's have all those things going on at the same time.
Yeah, I needed to be careful. I need to be careful on answering this one because it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
So you wanna know, like you want to know how I feel about the situation. Where was it? Could they coexist? Could these two groups be able to coexist?
Yeah.
I think that looking back at the amount of like event companies that wanted Teargas at the time, because that's where I take things. You know, if you're being demanded to be on stage, I just feel like anything else can wait. I mean, or anything else can run on the side and keep this happening.
Yeah, let's milk this as much as we can.
Because also, if you think of it, whether entities can coexist at the same period of time, you also don't have to just think about, you know, a situation of one existing and one not existing, because at the time there's, you know, also financial situations that people are already committed to at the time. You understand? Maybe somebody is attending varsity from one of the members on this side. Now what happens? They mustn't go to varsity. They must quit. Because now I'm judging things. That's why I said I wanted to be careful on this one. I look at things from this question you're asking. I look at them from a perspective of, you know, financially, how were things gonna be, you know? And I just feel like maybe some sort of plan could have been drawn, but at the time there wasn't necessarily any grounds of communication between us. None of that. So I don't think that it even could have been able to be possible for them to even coexist,
because it wasn't even communicated.
It wasn't even, so there wasn't even communication grounds. Nothing.
You say this to say it's kind of like they kicked you out. They left you outside.
Aye, bro, they kicked me out.
They kicked you out.
Yeah, they kicked me out.
Oh man, that it becomes a different story if you got kicked out. It'll be different if
I got kicked out.
So what does it breed for
if
you?
I wasn't kicked out, I would not have trended that day. Like, if I wasn't kicked out, I would not have trended. And bro, let me tell you, bro, like, you know, some of these pains that people are feeling, you know, over backlash on Twitter, on these social media, bro, they ain't feeling anything. You know, back then it used to be so crazy because now this is something so new. And I mean, how the hell do I just wake up to freaking my mentions being around like freaking 200 and something mentions in my inbox? Nah, bro, that's too ridiculous.
It's a big deal.
You know, at the time, and I mean, I was just used to like seeing maybe there's like 20 people checking me out, maybe sometimes 6 people checking, or rather maybe mentioning me, saying something. That particular morning, I wake up to freaking 300 mentions. I'm like, okay, what's this about? And then I, you know, wake up to these news.
Damn, that's a bit hectic.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So have you ever sat down with the boys?
We haven't sat down. We actually did sit down. We did sit down somewhere in between now and back then.
Yeah.
We said maybe, let's say, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Maybe twice.
I saw you saying that I don't know if it was recent when you say you sat down with KO and then he goes to mention you in the album.
Where is that?
You didn't say that on Twitter?
Oh. Now that you say on Twitter, okay. Now I didn't know where I said it. Right?
Yeah, but you did say, right?
Yeah. What did I say?
That KO mentioned you in the recent album.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said something about, like, you said he's lying on your name after you guys sat down and had a conversation. Did you say it? Yeah, I mean, that's factual, man. I mean, it's coming from the horse's mouth. I mean, that Twitter is not verified, but it's mine. And also the people that are verified, Elon Musk is coming up with a whole subscription fee of $20 a month. So, yeah, keep checking that out. Yeah, so, I mean, it's coming from the horse's mouth. It's not true. I mean, how do people become rivalries, and how do people alienate each other
alienate themselves from each other for 10 years, but there's no issues there.
Yeah.
There's no reason for 10. If like
10 years is a long time.
Number one, the issues are all over what we've just been speaking about. The fact that like I wasn't respected coming out of the I don't care about coming out of a group.
Yeah.
Just give me
notification.
Yeah.
Just give me a notification.
Or rather, send me an SMS. They're saying, rather, listen. You see now with Jacob Zuma now, what elections. This is what's gonna happen, and we're just trying to play a thing. But I mean, come on, listen. Hold on a little bit. We're pushing this thing, but don't hurry. You understand? Like I mean, just like how Oskido and Trumpist, they coexist. You understand? If there's a hit there, Busiswa has a hit. Heavy K has a hit. Speaker has a hit. You understand? Like they can all coexist. Why can't Teargas coexist?
They're doing things as a group.
Yeah.
And they find success.
And I mean, it's like about maybe 10 acts in Kalawa that coexist in like in a December season.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, I don't know. Like
okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, bro, what does it do to your relationship? I mean, obviously, that happens. That whole election poster thing happens. What happens to your relationship with these three bros? These two bros. One is your blood brother. Yeah. Where does it leave you guys?
I like to be quite honest. You know, I felt backstabbed. You understand?
Yeah.
Like I felt backstabbed. I know. I know. I felt backstabbed at the time, and with nobody actually coming up to say, no, guys, listen, you can't give Ntukza so much backlash over da. Here's what's actually going on. This is the decision that we did. Because I mean, I was under the impression that I was in with this whole cash time movement thing. Because I've always been in the cash time thing. Because the cash time live situation came only later. I mean, at Teargas, we used to be cash time. We used to have some sort of like a subordinate called cash time fam.
Cash time fam, yes.
Actually, it used to be cash time man. You understand?
Oh yeah.
And then it turned and it became cash time fam.
Did it
become Smashes?
Yeah, with Smashes and Kid X and Aiden Crazy.
Yes, the legendary Kid X and Smash.
Yeah.
Now LOT, you know.
Zinger.
Yeah, man. Like I just feel like, give people respect. Like I don't want nothing from any. I don't want companion. I want respect.
Yeah.
Companionship and chilling. I don't want to chill.
Yeah. Just give me respect.
Ntukza, you sound like you haven't forgave them, but the other one.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what you sound like.
I know. I'm sorry if I sound like that. I don't mean to sound like that. I actually forgave.
Oh, you forgave them. Yeah. So your relationship with your brothers. Are you guys cool? Back on cool terms? Okay.
Yeah, but at the time of the whole scenario,
you weren't cool.
Me and my brother, we got alienated. Man.
Yeah. How long did it take you guys to find each other?
We got alienated. You see that now you come and you say on a song that there's no reasons. You understand? Some of the things got broken in the process. You understand? But now you come and you say
for no reason.
And man, it's just so unnecessary to say something.
I get it.
But also in retrospect, I don't know if you've ever had certain relationships that failed to work over whatever you might have perceived it to be at the time. And 5 years, 10 years later, you reflect and you realize, actually, you know what? We could have had this conversation. Yeah. There was no reason for us to fumble this bag. Yeah. Because fact is, Teargas fumbled the bag. You guys, like you said, you had so many promoters who had massive interest in what you guys were doing. You guys didn't stop Teargas when you guys had fallen off.
Until today.
You stopped at
Until
peak.
Today, there's still promoters that still to have So that's why I'm saying, I'll still go back to your question of them coexisting with Cash Time. They could have. Bro. You understand? Yeah. You just let Cash Time do what it's doing. And then if Cash Time is running on the one side, maybe doing, let's say, 5 shows, because it's the hot thing at the time.
Yeah.
If it's doing 5 shows, Teargas can come in and do one day. Yeah. You understand? So that other people's stomachs and also people that are dependent financially on this side.
Yeah.
Because at the time I had also left. I should not have left my teaching job if I knew.
Yeah. That was going to go like this.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just to ask, so time is hindsight. So if you look at it, maybe do you think was they personal issues if you look back, or do you think it was strictly just a business decision?
It was just the sour, business moves.
Yeah.
There was nothing
There was
personal.
no
Nah. It wasn't anything of that level, or maybe somebody, got screwed. Like, I mean, there's just too much.
But
to say for somebody to come up and be like, nah, there's no reason. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
I mean, I would understand if he said that they wanted the bag, each person to receive the money themselves, because as a group, obviously you're gonna split the money 3-way.
Yeah.
But with when Cash Time Live came about, it was really like individuals, So as much as they would come as a group, but they would get booked as individuals, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe that could be a reason why someone would want to say, no, the group thing, we've had it. Let's go solo.
Yeah, but I like what Ntukza is saying, because he's saying, listen, that's still fine.
Yeah.
Because G Unit, for instance, is a perfect example. You had 50 Cent, the part of G Unit, they released music as G Unit, but 20 Year you released music, Young Buck released music, 50 as independent artists. So there was still room for
that.
Be booked as an individual, that's fine, but let's keep the unit together.
Yeah,
If
I
the
mean,
appetite
Teargas
is
didn't
still
have
there.
to be doing like tons of shows like we used to at our height or whatever. Like, I mean, Teargas has always been on its height. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you, because like I'm in the back end also, so I know, like people that approach us, like I'm talking now promoters, people that like. For me, I'll always go back to promoters. Like, I don't care about fake streams and fake YouTube views and all that. Like, all I'm talking about is somebody calling you physically and asking you for a service, and invoices being exchanged, things like that. That's my focus.
Yeah.
Because I already know that, like, I've already taken care of everything else in terms of the talent.
Yeah.
And what I'm bringing to the table.
Right, focus on the business.
Yeah.
For a youngster that's coming in the game, what business lessons would you want to share with them?
Let me just go back to a situation of a group, right?
Yeah.
Because I see there's a lot of people that come in as like it's like a unit.
Yeah.
I feel like that situation. What our situation taught me is the fact that I don't know, I could be wrong. We all have different, ways of seeing situations and things.
Yeah.
But I feel like, as a group, do things almost like, how ASAP Mob did things. Like, they are a mob, but there's a lot of, like, individualism.
Yeah.
Like, I think as Teargas, if we had come in, as solos and introduce ourselves as solos. I'm talking now about just specifically the Teargas scenario.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe these young people also, maybe they might have another way of thinking. But I think the best way for these young guys coming in, especially as mobs, as groups, as affiliates, I think the best way is to don't come in as like
a group.
It's me and we are. Nah. Just say, yo, we are, and he is. I am.
I'll play devil's advocate. I think that a lot of times the reasoning behind groups is the G Unit example.
Yeah.
You need to have a 50 Cent for there to be G Unit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to have a 50 Cent who's gonna pull everyone up.
Definitely.
But now when a lot of times the reason why people come together, there's no 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is whilst the groups are running, a 50 Cent is then develops. That's when a Justin Timberlake then comes out, or like a Beyonce comes out from this. People see like, okay, here's the special one. Here's the one that's heading this thing.
Yeah. But also, and I like that you're saying that. But it's clear that the Teargas rise was unique.
Yeah.
It was unique because for the longest time, if I have to be frank with you, when you guys dropped Another Chance, I didn't know you guys individually by name. I knew this was a Teargas joint. And I love that.
Yeah.
When I think about it now, I love that I didn't tie that to anyone specifically. It wasn't a My E song, it wasn't a KO song, it wasn't a Ntukza song, it was a Teargas song.
Yes.
And would the music have been the same, with the same impact, had it been individuals? Maybe not, because it's always a combination, right? When the chef is cooking, this, the pepper, the salt,
Yeah.
To
I get your point.
Yeah.
And also maybe from a longevity point of view, that's why you guys had so much longevity. Because to the fans, you guys were always Teargas for the longest time until that split happened. So it means that you guys could have carried this thing throughout for the longest time without egos being as visible.
I think that it's very rare, even for me now, just talking about the group issue, it's very rare for groups to stay together forever. I think when groups come out, they must know, listen, we have 5 years. The longest I've seen in the last 10 years, extremely successful group, like the Migos, they ran like almost 10 years. That's very rare. But still, Offset said, hey boys,
things fall apart.
Things fall apart.
But bro, tell me, there's massive appetite for Teargas music. If you guys were to like, listen, we're fixing this shit, we're going to get a reunion of sorts, we'll definitely pull up. I would love to go back and sing to your classics again. Is there room? Have you guys had conversations about a reunion? Not to start releasing new music as a team, but can we have the concerts from Teargas?
That conversation was opened, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or rather a month ago.
Yeah.
Before the album?
Nah, I'm talking from here where we are.
Yeah.
We in November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking beginning of October.
Okay.
End of August.
Okay.
Or
End of September. End of September.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
No problem.
So we already had that conversation, and that whole situation, had to be pulled back. So basically, the conversation that was had was the fact that we were gonna have some sort of a reunion.
Yeah.
And this comes at a time when I'm not even, so much focused on, whether Teargas must come back together and do things back together again or what. Like, I'm just literally in my own space doing my own things. You understand? And when this conversation is sparked, I welcome I welcome actually the motion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is a good look, 2022,
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's just put everything behind us,
Yeah.
and see if we can focus on the business and the bag. You see what I'm saying? Because the work has already, like, the plowing has already been set and done.
You planted the seed already.
You understand? This is what you call the bigger picture. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, there is bigger pictures out there.
Yeah.
Things that, individually what we consider a bigger picture is not the same.
True.
I consider that this whole thing, that it's a bigger picture also, even though there could be others. But this is also just a center of things. Why? Because of promoters. Promoters have been hitting and hitting and hitting the wall.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying? And they don't even tire. You get what I'm saying? And I wish they could tire. Me, personally, I wish that the promoters would be like, no, what? We don't want Teargas no more. We don't, like, we're going to give up about this whole Teargas thing because it's never ever going to happen.
They won't tire.
But they just won't back down. You get what I'm saying? And for me,
for
me, that's what I had seen. Yes. For me, that's what I had seen all these other years.
Yeah.
And I saw, that gesture as a sign of a new chapter.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Did that come from from my E, or did it come from KO?
I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from.
Who contacted you?
I got contacted by the promoter to say that the reunion is not going to happen.
Okay, but I'm saying who came up with the idea? Who said, let's do a reunion?
The promoter came with that idea, and he had already been in conversation with the brothers. You get what I'm saying? And he finds me in a space where I'm cleaning my swimming pool. Bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm busy there doing whatever that I'm doing, like, thinking about, some things that I want to do, business wise,
Yeah.
Where can I, because my focus is the bag.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, here's the bag now. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a bag for every single week.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
Money is money.
I'm grown.
Yeah.
I've got
You
kids.
got
I need to
bills.
chill.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a real bag that comes every month for me. Even just once, coming out just once and going back home.
Yeah.
Everyone said, I don't have to be in the street, bro. I'm not for the streets. Nah, not me. I'm not for the streets, bro. But I that for me, I welcomed it to the promoter, and I was like, my guy, Just by the way, the promoter is Osmic.
Oh, nice.
And the reunion was supposed to happen Back to the City that we just gone past now.
Nice.
But I was invited to also just be around there. Very very nice vibes.
Bro, but let me hold it there. Can you perform Teargas songs alone?
We've been doing that.
You've been doing that?
Yeah, we've been doing that. I know, especially songs that I pressed keys on.
Yeah.
I programmed myself. Especially Mhlobo Wami, come on, there's no way. A song that I did with my own, freaking time. What?
You gotta keep performing that for sure.
It's guap time.
So as far
time is guap time.
As far as the sound, you'd say the sound for Teargas, you were engineering the whole sound.
Nah, not the whole sound. Nah. Even some of the songs that I did, I think a lot of keys were actually replayed by some producer guy.
Okay.
He used to come and just add keys there, but I do the whole cookie.
Yeah.
The one question I want to ask, because I know I've asked it already, do you personally have an appetite for a Teargas reunion? Is that something you would like? Would you like to get on stage and perform the hits again?
I actually welcome the decision already to have this thing happen. Beyond reasonable doubt. You understand? I actually felt like it was the right time to do this, because we actually have had these disagreements and these not getting along situations for too long. You understand? And when I was approached about a possible situation that we might be on stage together, I welcomed it with open arms. I just felt like it was just the right thing to happen. But now are you asking me for a situation beyond the fact that I already had welcomed the decision, another one?
I'm saying, so what I'm saying is, can we speak it to the universe? What do we want? Let's speak to the universe. Do you have an appetite for this? Outside the
I had an appetite. Yeah. But right now, I don't. I just want to be point blank.
Focus on your things. Yeah.
Point blank. You understand?
Yeah.
Because this is a situation that came when I wasn't really so much, focused on it. Even though I knew that, if it happens and I'm approached about it, I'll definitely agree to do anything, because I know, the impact that Teargas still has. Yeah. On a lot of people. Yeah. I'm talking about a lot of people.
100%.
You understand?
Yeah.
And for me, I just felt like, what better time is it than now for me to say, yes, let's do this. You understand? Because also I feel like I've matured from back then. You understand? I no longer take things so personal anymore. I've grown from those days, and all those situations of us just, rubbing each other in a, the other guy there, the other guy there. I felt like, it was just time to, just get my act together and just do this thing, and it was coming from the heart when I agreed to Osmic, by the way, for Back to the City. When I agreed and I said yes, I want to do this, it was literally from the heart. But if I'm gonna be doing it later, I don't think it will be from the heart anymore, because I feel like, I don't know, there's a game that is being played that I don't play games anymore. I don't do that cat and mouse thing. I'm so grown for that, and I'm way over that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm in that space now where I feel like for a very long time I'm not gonna agree to anything like that happening. And I don't know how long that will take, but I think it's gonna be a very long time.
Hopefully not a very long time.
No, I think it's gonna be a long time, and the reason being, you can't play with me. You can't play with me. You can't have me stop everything, and then bail out on the 11th hour.
Man.
You understand? Back to the City is literally happening tomorrow, and today being the 30th is my freaking birthday. It's
Oh my
like
God.
September 30th is my birthday. The 1st was supposed to be Back to the City, and we were all supposed to be on stage. And I had already prepared myself for that day. Like, I had things stopped. So there's no reason for fighting. How can there be no reason? There's things that I stopped, and I said, guy, hold on. I can't do that. I can't do that. I've got this happening.
Is it to prepare yourself?
And then the last day, and I don't even get a call. I don't even get a phone call from anybody to say, second time now, in this whole span of things. I don't get a call that says maybe a week before. I'm not talking about the last day or the very same day. Now, I'm talking about 7 days. I'm not talking 2 weeks, 3 weeks before. 7 days, call me and be like, my brother, this was gonna happen. We spoke to Osmic, and this is the decision that we actually came to. That we're not gonna be doing Back to the City. Therefore, just be frank. You understand what I'm saying? But that again, for the second time, didn't happen. And my brother, for the third time, it's not happening.
It's a lot. But bro, it's weird for me because I mean, do you not? I mean, I saw your Twitter posts. It's really, when I read them, I was just like, yo, you're clearly very frustrated with how things are playing out. But do you not have direct communication with each other to be able to say, yo, my brother, this is what I'm hearing. What's that about?
No, when I tweeted, it was like a couple of days of thinking about it. When I tweet sometimes, like, it actually looks like it's just sketchy, and it's every tweet is all over. Like, that's just my mind. Like, I'm just like that. Like, I'm just that kind of a person. Like, I can focus on this and that and that and that and that all at the same damn time. You get what I'm saying? So, during those back-to-back tweets, before those tweets actually, I had already been thinking about this situation and waiting on somebody to call me still after everything. You understand? Even after, I think, way after the first, the Back to the City situation, like the week after, second week, third week, then I was like, fuck. I might as well express myself. You understand? Because I also, like the brother is saying, I don't really have much of a platform, to say Twitter. A lot of things outside my Twitter. And my Twitter gets a lot of impressions. Like, it might be just 2 likes, but if you check in the back there,
bro, we've seen it
so
already.
many people that actually check my shit out, and I'm talking freaking like
and content
numbers.
is created, articles are written numbers. From that.
So but I felt like that's a place where I'm gonna just drop it all off and be like, deal with that. Like,
So, but bro, tell me, I mean, like, are you talking to your brother at that time? Because I mean, like, this is your blood brother. These things are happening. Are you not able to just be like, yo, Butiman, when's la? I thought Lento say what's happening?
I was waiting for that phone call. Of understanding of the situation. Roll it out for me. Like, I'm grown, bro. I'm not a child. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's not happening. Nah, I'm not gonna be toying, standing on tables, bro, for that. Nah, bro. I've got my things happening. I've got my businesses that I'm pushing. And I'm getting money from those businesses. I'm doing, like I said, cleaning my pool. Don't disturb me and tell me that you've got this and this happening, and then now I must have everything stopped and focus on that only so that it can be dropped. In my face. No,
that's terrible.
Call me and say, my brother, because like I waited. When I tweet, some people think like, I rationalize so much with what I say. I'm very careful. I can say 20,000 things all at once. Okay, there's an exaggeration, but I mean, I can say a lot of things all at once, like boom, 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 boom. But like, I think things through, and sometimes I even go to my notes to write a tweet out first before I think about it and drink tea and smoke a joint.
Apply your mind
and actually think about what I'm gonna say. You understand? Is it the best time? Is it the right time to say this? Yes, it was the right time. I waited 3 weeks, 4 weeks for somebody to say, my brother, this coming week, you remember we planned this thing. So That's how the cookie crumbles. I mean, I'm not gonna cry about it, bro.
I just hope and pray that one day you guys are gonna be able to, you know, sort of sort things out, because man, you guys have some classics, some slappers. You know, I can imagine the type of memories.
I don't think we all like equally see that. I see that, like I see that, because I'm even like in a worse position, because I see promoters and there are emails coming in. You understand? So it's that's how crazy it is. The fact that others within the group, I don't know if it's KO or it's my brother, but somebody is not seeing things like how everybody is holistically seeing things. And you know, I saw that. That's why I said yes to the decision that they had actually taken to see if we could, you know, meet up on stage again. And then I was like, yeah, they can see this thing. Let's go.
You know, bro, it's crazy.
We don't have to get along. Let's get on stage. Let's just, you know, maybe, you know, we'll do everything like, you know, how we'll build, you know, on the relationship. You understand?
Because
but I mean, that was all blown in my face, bro.
You know, bro, it's crazy because, like, you know, 50's on tour, and it's just like amazing. I mean, obviously, Gene, it fell off, but like, I look at like Tony Yayo and I'm just like, damn, this guy is milking this thing. Imagine all the money Yayo is making from just.
But how do you just? I'm sorry, bro. How do you build such a nice building and put everything nice in it, and then instead of making sure that that thing sustains you, you break it and you're like, I'll just break this thing.
It's interesting. I think that
we need to get KO in here, bro.
I think that.
But nothing is gonna happen beyond like what has happened now. Like I can't be played. Like.
Okay,
bro. You know what? Let's bring it to you. Music-wise, who are your top 5 favorite SA hip-hop artists of all time? Your top 5. And let's start, actually, you know, let's do the.
Yes.
Questa.
Wow.
Questa's too much.
Yo. Fifi Cooper.
Yeah.
3, right? I got 2 left.
Yeah.
Fuck with me, I fuck with you. 2.
Yeah.
Should you throw names?
No, don't. That is gonna be awkward.
Nah, but I mean, you know, I'll have a whole host of them, but okay. The 4th one would be definitely Pro, bro. Where am I even going with this list?
What are you doing?
Okay,
definitely Pro. Definitely Pro.
We say we don't throw names out. The Bruce starts throwing names out.
Yeah, Peace to the Dead. You say Dead or Alive, right?
Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Definitely Pro is in there.
Yeah.
And I think that the last one would be Nasty C.
Okay, please, so repeat your list again. AKA?
Questa,
Fifi Cooper,
Pro Kid, Nasty C. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
All time, you said.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh man, you really love the new school.
It's beautiful. You're very in touch.
Yeah, you're very in touch.
Yeah.
Because
I just, you know, with Nasty C, I just love what he's been doing.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
It's really crazy. I mean, I just, you know, I'm like, you know, one of those, you know, I binge a lot on like mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like US mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, all the way across America. Like, yeah, and I've been bumping into him also like a lot, and it's just confirming that like,
on the playlist.
Yeah, on those mixtapes, you know.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
You know, like those ones, like
the DJ compiled
mixtape.
Yeah, the compilations.
Yeah,
I know it's too much. You know,
seeing him on there, and you know, it's crazy.
I think it's the first time we've had like a rapper who said, I'm really gonna do it in the States, you know,
and the went for it,
and really go for it. I mean, he hasn't made
That's
it.
grabbing the bull by the horn.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think a lot of people wanted to grow up in Africa, and then after Africa, the States accepts you as a celebrity. But he realized, it's not gonna work. I have to go in the trenches and start hustling again, and start building. Which
he's got some sort of formula, and you know, I actually see that, and you know, I acknowledge, you know, if I see something good, and I, you know, also just encourage whoever is actually just, you know, trying to carve like a new way.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, your top 5 favorite Teargas songs of all time, the ones that are the most meaningful to you, top 5.
It definitely would be Mhlobo Wami at the top of the list. Wake Up. It would also be Champions. First album, We Came to Party. I got like one last song, right? Take It Easy.
Wow. So Another Chance doesn't make it top 5.
No.
Yeah.
That's
your list, top 5.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's already at the top, right?
Yeah,
there,
so
but
you-
it's my
but-
favorite.
Yeah,
like,
because I guess 50 won't mention in the club if you ask him for his top 5, because it's just like, yo.
Yeah, and also, I
Yeah.
mean, when you're developing as an artist, when you first blow up, you're still finding yourself, and then now you start
Yeah.
developing yourself as an artist.
Yeah.
You're more likely like the later songs.
Exactly.
Musically, where are you at? Are you? I know you've released a couple of singles. What can we expect from you?
You know, for me, like, let me tell you the honest truth, right?
Yeah.
Like, releasing music, I don't know about like other artists, but like, you know, I actually get like a lot of streams, but it doesn't necessarily convert to like change like I'm expecting it. Because my music, you know what's nice about my music is the fact that like I don't have just like a local audience.
Yeah.
Like, I've got like an audience in America, like I've got an audience like literally all over the world, and I'm not speaking big numbers, but you know, it doesn't really like necessarily like I'm sure that a lot of money that I've actually been making, I haven't even withdrawn it from those accounts as yet, and I don't even know how much it is, because the last time I checked, it wasn't really necessarily a reflection of the streams that I'm getting. Like, it's like, you know, so for me, I feel like releasing music is definitely gonna have to be done in a little bit more of a cautious way, and I think maybe I just need to see if I can just break new ground in terms of that. Like,
Yeah. Let's do amapiano, man.
Nah. Yeah, but just by the way, I you know, I just might tap into a little bit of amapiano, but my case is an exception. Like, I'm not doing it because I want to be seen. I'm doing it because it's I mean, amapiano was born here.
It's South African music.
It's South African, and that's it. No other reason beyond that.
Do you know what I love most about amapiano is that like it has different pockets. You know, it also has a kwaito pocket.
Yes.
It also has a hip hop pocket. You know,
Yes.
there's people you're like, yo, but that was a verse. Like, this guy was rapping right here. But he's playing on the amapiano record. You know, and there's also pockets where it's like R&B soulful, like Abo Shasha. You know, and then you same amapiano. You have Caesar Alakan. You know,
yes, yeah, no, definitely. You know, amapiano is shaped up really well. You know, over the past couple of years, since its inception into the game, it's really nice to see. Because you know, the popular thing that people always say, the fact that, you know, it amapiano actually gave people jobs, and it
Put bread on the table.
Yeah, no, definitely that I must reiterate that also, the fact that it is true. I mean, if you look at people like your youngster, I mean, I think you can even tell by the name that
he's a rapper. He's a rapper.
But now in hip hop, you know, we've got we've got I don't know, like you've got so many opinions, you know, within the hip hop game, and you know, it's such sensitive ground to step on, you know.
You know, I always say that, you know,
so he went through the back door.
I always say that, like, if there's one thing I really appreciate about amapiano is that everyone stands a chance. All you need to do is to have a banger.
Yes.
And I don't think SA hip hop was like that, or I mean, maybe it's opening it up a bit more, maybe now. But for the longest time, if you weren't one of the big guys, no matter how good, I mean, I've listened to SA hip hop.
No, you just heard you need 100K for your song to blow up.
You need 100K. Man, SA hip hop was like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, when SA hip hop started taking off, I mean, into the mainstream, like 2012, 2013, 2014, we saw so many artists come in the game. But then now, and these guys are now really established. I think, which is
the amapiano genre. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's brought in a lot more new faces.
True.
You know, when they said grow the game. What did they say?
Open the industry.
Open the industry.
Yeah.
Amapiano opened the industry.
Amapiano
definition
did
of it.
the
Exactly
ultimate
that.
of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very grateful that, you know, a lot of people are able to today say that they built their mom's crib. You know what I mean? Like those are really important stories that maybe aren't even told enough. But I just feel like amapiano has really changed
a lot of people
the game.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a part of it, just being outside of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got friends that actually literally do this thing, and also having been in the industry for as long as I've been.
Yeah.
These new guys in the amapiano waves, they highlight me, they're like, they show, recognition.
It's not like the hip hop guys.
You know what I mean? Like,
the hip hop guys are cocky, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, hip hop is a little bit different.
Ego game.
Unfortunately, the ego games in South Africa, they don't succeed a lot.
True.
Because of your geographical positioning. It's not so smart.
Yeah, we could do
to play things that way.
Yeah. No, man, this has been beautiful. I think for me, bro, like having a Grootman grace us, someone that really when
this is the first time, right?
This is the first time we've had a Grootman pull up, and it's been like the most beautiful experience, because it's like we're looking at someone who has paved the way for the genre. Everything that we're seeing now and hearing now is what Grootman Ntukza have done.
Yeah.
The pace that they've set, and I think for me it's been nothing but a blessing to have you here. I really just feel like it's a pity that I didn't get flowers, because I would have loved to give you flowers on this set right now, because I think you're deserving of those. No one can question what you've done. You know what I mean? If you were to die today or tomorrow, you have set the pace already. Your legacy is cemented, and for me that's really beautiful to experience, and just to be around someone who can impart the knowledge that you have, and it's not just knowledge for the sake of knowledge. You have the accolades to back you up. You have the success story. You are literally the blueprint of SA hip hop.
Thank you,
and thank you so much for gracing us.
It's a pleasure.
Cool.